sacrificed to make our nation one nation under God.
Were you surprised after living so close to actually get inside and begin to look and see how much the Word of God is carved in the stone throughout our Capitol?
I was more than surprised. I was embarrassed. I mean, the Capitol building is here. My house is 4 blocks northeast, okay? And you'd think that a guy like me growing up in the inner city would know a bit more about our country's history. But I am very, very excited about the book because to me and to other people out there, it's very educational. And when you learn things, you're enlightened, a switch comes on. You start to realize that there's more to this than meets the eye. In a day and age when we are trying to get under God, not us, not you and your buddy, but some people trying to get under God out of the pledge and off the money and out of the courthouse with the 10 Commandments. It's like, what's happened? We're running away from the very thing that made us great.
It's like we can't even remember our history or be allowed to, if God is connected with it. If he's not, you can remember all of the mistakes, all the failures, all the sins, all the extremes, and everything but God, and yet God seemed to be, if you go back and look at history, he seemed to be the focal point and the center of our history.
And time and again, and it just seems to be swept under the carpet. Anything that has anything to do with anyone's faith in God as they were forging the Constitution or the Declaration of Independence, any of that, and the stories are in there about how these men that penned the Declaration are believers, depending on God as they write. And it's just sort of like, okay, we're going to pretend like that really didn't happen.
Toby and I are not going to perpetrate that we're historians. We're not. We're artists. God has given us the creative side, and it's in this book. And the stories are very accessible for people with ADD, HD like myself. You need to read short stories and
What's the HD?
Hyper. Whatever it is. You can't sit still. You need pictures all the time. I'm that kind of guy. But the stories are very accessible. And there's a certain section here that I enjoy that kind of gives you just kind of a quick idea of what some of the stuff in the book is about. It's a section called Did You Know? And to the audience here and to people watching, there's some did you know here's. There's one that says here, did you know that a paid minister whose salary has been paid by taxpayers since 1789 opens every session of Congress in prayer? You hear that and you kind of go, really? You know that. Another little factoid here. You know the word factoid?
Well, you're getting to be a real intellectual. I mean, you're reading all